Dave, continuing our more detailed discussion about these three poisons in Buddhism, we've looked at greed and hatred in some more detail. For this video, I'd like you to say a little bit more about delusion, please.
Certainly, delusion is really interesting in Buddhism because elsewhere in Buddhism we see what is the root cause of suffering. And sometimes it's given as craving, as tanha, craving, and sometimes it's given as avidya or ignorance. So ignorance, not knowing, being deluded, is a kind of core problem for Buddhists. This isn't actually the word that's used in the three poisons.
Yeah.
The word actually used is moha, M-O-H-A, which the Pali English Dictionary, which I'll now read from,
yes.
is, which has really good analysis of these, and of course nowadays is mostly online, of course. But some of us had to read
buy it
earlier on. Yeah, it cost me like a week's wage. Anyway, in the good old days. If you look moha up in there, you'll find it gives it as stupidity, dullness of mind and soul, delusion, bewilderment, infatuation. So it's kind of delusion, but it's also bewilderment. It's really not having a clue. You know, we wander through life thinking that things will make us happy, that our relationships are permanent, that lasting permanent happiness as an individual through relationships with others and things is going to give us a permanent kind of happiness. It's not going to happen. You know, we're deluded if we think so. So it's not unconnected to greed and hatred ones, because they come out of a fear of not getting that or anxiety to get it. And it's interesting that we're, seen as deluded as being one of the primary problems of humans. So we're greedy, we need to act on that. We're full of hatred, we need to act on that. But we're deluded. So Buddhism perhaps shouldn't surprise us that it's really interested in knowledge.
Right.
Yes. If you think what Buddhism as a religion is, well, it's all sorts of things. It's a very different thing in village practice from monastic scholarly work, from what other people might do in the West. But one thing Buddhism, particularly its more monastic incarnations, that's the right word, has always been interested in, is wisdom, knowledge. Knowledge, at least a certain sort of knowledge, is liberative. Not knowledge just me talking. I don't talk in class and all my students are immediately enlightened. Not normally, most weeks, but
we wish, don't we?
Yeah, quite. But if it's knowing it in a fuller sense, if you come to know it in your being through meditation and through personal experience, then you will get rid of these things. Then you can take action against them. And one of these is delusion. So something Buddhists need to do to overcome these poisons is to get not the wrong view that they start with, but to have the right view. And that's one of the Eightfold Path factors in Buddhism, is to get the right view. Also, that positive acquisition of knowledge is a good corrective against the perception of Buddhism that they don't do anything, that it's quietist. They just sit there and do anything. And actually, I was looking up moha in an Abhidharma text called the Vibhanga, which is translated as the Book of Analysis. And it says in here, what evil bad states are there? And the three bad roots, it calls them here: greed, hatred, dullness. So this person translates it as not as delusion that we tend to use now, but dullness. But the correction to this is he, being the monk, presumably he or she would work equally well, but presumably he, because it's a bhikkhu, it would in the original a monk, he engenders wish, makes effort, arouses energy, exerts the mind, strives for the non-arising of these evil bad states. So this is getting rid of these, greed, hatred and then delusion, is not something we do by just not having them. We have to actively get busy. We have to stir up energy, aspire to. So in meditation, particularly in Buddhism, you need to work out, why am I getting angry? Why am I full of hatred or ill will? What don't I understand? What am I having some kind of cognitive dissonance about? I know on one level that things are temporary, yet on another level I expect them to make me happy. And that doesn't make sense. So we need to connect our thinking. And that takes energy and effort and quite a big mental leap, I guess.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thanks, Dave, for your
Cheers.
time.